Hey, what's up guys? Eddie Henry, XR Lifestyles, talking today about how to minimize the damage that's done during holiday eating. And you can relate this to any time of the year, but specifically it's challenging this time of the year because of, for instance, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Christmas party, football Saturday. The list goes on and on and on. And the very frustrating, negative, and depressing part about these things is you can ruin an entire disciplined health and fitness week by one bad splurge day. What I mean by that, let me clarify, is if you're very good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, but have a bunch of artificial and processed fats and carbohydrates together on Saturday, that whole week is going out the window, and now you're going to wake up the following week a little bit more fat and sick and older than the previous week when you started. So all that work went out the window. And today I'm going to tell you about how to possibly minimize the damage during this splurge day. So the trick is you either want to have primarily a carbohydrate-based splurge day paired with lean proteins, or a fat-based splurge day paired with lean proteins, but never, ever, ever, ever can you combine the two and have a carbohydrate and fat-based splurge day, because that's when the bad stuff happens. Let me tell you why. When you have carbohydrates by themselves, your energy expenditure or your metabolism actually increases while you eat the carbohydrates. So the more you eat, the more you burn, which is kind of cool. And if you have fat by themselves, even though they yield more calories per gram and you don't get a metabolism boost, but there's no insulin present, so your body's not very conducive to fat storage, nor will you have cravings after the fact because there's no dip in your insulin. But when you have the two together, fat and carbohydrates, now you don't get the metabolism boost from the carbohydrates, and your body has insulin present, so now it's actually storing all the fat you consume, also converting the carbohydrates into fat, and then your insulin is going to crash, which is going to further give you cravings. And that's where like the cyclical addictions happen during the holidays, of people always snacking because of this addiction. And statistics show that when you have these two things put together, you eat fivefold in calories. And that's why people gain weight over the holidays. So the rule of thumb is, if you're going to have a carbohydrate-based splurge day, minimize your fat to under 10 grams. And if you're going to have a fat-based splurge day, minimize your carbohydrates to under 10 grams. And this is very doable. I was at a wedding reception last Saturday, and if you were a carb lover, you could have had alcohol, pretzels, pasta dishes, fruits, vegetables. There were all sorts of carbs present. And if you were a fatty or a fat lover, there was salmon, avocado, cheese, nuts, olives. You could have had one or the other, but people not knowing this trick sabotaged themselves and had like the smorgasbord of everything. And I guarantee they woke up the next day a little bit worse off than when they started a whole week ago. So if the goal is to be lean and mean and survive the holidays, and you do choose to splurge, then the trick is stick with either mainly carbohydrates paired with lean proteins, or mainly fat paired with lean proteins. But by under no circumstances should you combine the two, unless your goal is to get bigger and fatter. For all other videos, check out xrlifestyles.com. Take care, guys. Stay lean. Happy holidays.